Very comfortable in this seat.
And the first and second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise? Ayes have it.
They're almost gone.
Wonderful.
75% off and instant.
The next item up for, on the agenda here is the approval of the minutes for the November 18th meeting.
Hold on a second.
Huh?
I don't know if this is working.
We are just gonna hold on for a second because we now live stream.
Oh, technical difficulty.
I'm seeing it. It is, I guess.
It just looks.
Only when they're smaller. Leadership.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
You good?
It is what it is.
The approval of the November 18th minutes. Has everybody had a chance to review them? Any comments or corrections or anything you feel needed to take place? Or if not, I'll entertain a motion to approve them as distributed.
Motion?
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion, a second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed likewise? All right, approvals are in. Next item is for our plans tonight. We have ESC Management Services LLC at 25 Devco Drive, doing a truck parking and storage facility. And this is a final land development plan, and there is a waiver in to combine this as the preliminary final plan.
That was the one that-
And I did have one other question as I was reviewing it. Was there another waiver that you addressed in your comments that you were asking for sidewalk?
so we
Yes,
can
there was a
get rid of it.
waiver. Good evening. My name is Dave Maderi. I'm the engineer for the plan, and I'm here with Chris Eady, the owner. Dave Maderi, M-A-D-E-R-I. Yes, to answer your question, there's a waiver to defer sidewalk construction using a deferral agreement.
Okay, and do you actually put in it was spoken about in the response letter. Is there do we have the waiver for the sidewalks?
We've made a request in the resubmission.
All right, well, if you want to give us an overview
Yeah, sure.
of what it is we're doing here, and then what we'll do is we'll address
Okay.
the letters.
Essentially, yeah, the plan on the screen shows the layout plan for the site. This is an existing property that was developed, I think, back in the mid-90s. There's one building on the site. It's an existing building. It's about 20,000 square feet, one story. Previously industrial use, the site is zoned industrial. And Chris, again, represents the ownership and purchased the property last year for use as truck storage and office and kind of a shop area for ESC waste management services. The existing building is going to remain. We're not adding any additions onto that building, so what you see out there is the way it will remain. The only modifications we're looking at this time are to add some garage doors on the two long walls of the building so that it facilitates truck access for shop service repairs. So other than that, the building is not being expanded or modified. The building will have office areas, a garage and shop area, and really the primary improvement is to add parking along the west and north end of the property. Currently, there's a parking lot along the front of the building, which is the Devco Drive side. There's also existing automobile parking along the north end. And there's a loading area with loading docks currently on the south end of the building that will remain. So all of those paved parking areas and loading areas will remain. But we're adding paved parking to the rear and kind of connecting to the north end. And the new parking would include a visual screen fence, chain link fence 6 feet high with a brown screen attachment mesh so that it would visually screen the parking and any minor outdoor storage that the owner might have in the back. Parking is shown for 64 cars and 45 trucks to the rear in the fenced area. Site lighting is not proposed. There's no need for that here. Stormwater management. There obviously was some done as part of the overall industrial development when it was originally subdivided in the 90s. All of those ordinance requirements are outdated, so we're using all of the new requirements for the additional impervious areas. And we've applied for an NPDES general permit as well, and that's under technical review currently. We've worked with the planning department and with the review engineer to meet review comments on the plans, and I think the plans are in pretty good shape at this point. And we have some administrative items left, but it's pretty simple, really. It's really just adding parking area to the back for the most part, and associated stormwater management.
And I do see the, I don't see the actual waiver in my paperwork, but I did see added that waiver for to defer the sidewalk 20847 to the front sheet of your plan. Okay. Anybody have any questions up here on the board, what they've heard so far, what's being laid out?
And just for the record, what is going on in, I mean, there's, I've seen waste, what was it, waste services, trucking, 46 cars, and they employ you, I mean, is it a maintenance shop, or, I'm not sure.
It's a storage and maintenance shop is probably the best way to summarize it, right, Chris? Trucking facility, yeah. So there's no manufacturing or anything like that.
There'll be no waste hauled in there or anything like that.
No processing, just basic truck maintenance, repair on the inside and office, dispatch, et cetera. These other
18
facilities
wheel, I mean, these are
No,
big.
they're all triaxle, triaxle trucks. Yeah, they're tractor trailers at this point.
Okay, one of the easy, I had trouble figuring out where the entrances, the existing entrances were into the site. I have a slide gate down here that is that just taking the trucks out through the parking lot?
Yeah, the existing entrance drive is right at the bulb, like right on the left side of the bulb of the cul-de-sac. And then there's a driveway that goes left in front of the building, and then there's another one that winds up to the right around the north end. So when the trucks come in, they could go really either way, but they'd probably go in the north end and then come out the south end for the most part.
In preliminary, with our executive team right now, preliminary discussions, they would enter, and then I guess it would be south. They would all come down south and go around because we have a potential above ground fuel tank listed on the plan. And then they would fuel and then they'd park along the back side. And then in the morning, they would just go out the north side and exit. So it'd be basically in the evening, clockwise around. In mornings leave the top, and then in the evening, they would just come in and around the back, fuel, and then park.
Okay.
Any other questions down that way?
You kind of casually mentioned that you were putting the fence up to kind of block the vehicles and
Right.
items that the owner may put outside. Is whatever he's storing outside, is that conforming and legit?
I guess there would be some potential, a few containers.
Yeah, it would be anything that would be under the outside storage requirements, but most likely there could be empty containers, orders for deliveries of customers, those types of things. A backhoe, any type of general construction material that we may use or be part of the business.
So it's not necessarily, it's not garbage or
No,
debris or anything like that?
We're state hauling license and mandated by DEP, that you're not allowed to do that by DEP.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions down that way? Mike, you were satisfied with your,
Yeah, the truck, size of the trucks and the spaces, and, you know, there's no dolly pads or anything. So that explains it away then.
well, at that point, if you wouldn't mind walking us through the responses to, we'll start with Gordon L. Brown's letter dated November 6th. And Lane, before we get into that, how are they looking on the stormwater?
The stormwater comments that affect the plan have been addressed. There's a few open items relative to fees and agreements. So the stormwater comment will be open, but there's nothing there that affects the plan.
Okay, thank you. So if you wouldn't mind just narrating and walking us through Gordon L. Brown's letter November 6th with your responses.
Sure. The first comment was that stormwater facilities are treated as structures and should adhere to the various yard setbacks. So those adjustments have been made to the plans. We added additional setback lines to show that those facilities are set back further. And the edge of the pavement was modified to make space for the rain garden. Item number 2 was some survey information that was not correct. That's been corrected. Stormwater management comments were under separate letter. Comment number 4 requested some additional information. That was all provided. I don't know if you want to walk through all of those individually or.
Yeah, go ahead. Just go through them there and what you did.
The date of the original plan submission, a note was added to the third column of the notes on the cover sheet to show that original date of submission. Signatures will be provided prior to recordation under item B. Sewer authority signature block, item C, that's been added to the cover sheet. Item D, Med Ed letter. We did request a service from Med Ed, and that's being coordinated currently. A copy of the ESC and NPDS approvals will be provided once we receive those. The surety actually is, we're working on that right now. We're working on the financial security estimate. The waiver request was included for the deferment of sidewalk agreement. There was a comment number 5 about the slopes, the bottom edge of the slopes. Those have been adjusted accordingly. One of the comments was about, number 6 was for the Knox box to provide an additional one. That's been added to the layout plan. Siren activation, that label's been added.
I think that about covers Gordon L. Brown's letter, correct?
Yes.
That's all I have.
Yeah. So what we have open on that comment is 3 is obviously open. That's the separate stormwater. And then items 4, B, C, D, E, and F. G is contingent on approval of the waiver. And is there, I mean, I see it on the cover sheet, we're talking about it, but is there the actual waiver somewhere?
I'm not sure where that's at. It's somewhere, but.
You said you had
it's
it in
not
like a resubmission package. I'm just looking for it so I can get all my paperwork straight through anything I have.
Yeah, it was-
Paperwork on is the preliminary
It's
final.
in there in the comment.
It's on the cover, the first page of the response letter. There's a section for modification requests. That would be the letter dated
Yeah, why don't you have something like that?
November
I
21st.
must have forgot it.
Okay.
There should be paperwork for it.
Yeah, she says that we do have it. It just might have not made it into our package tonight, but you do have it, correct?
Somewhere, yeah.
So then, and that was a total then, looking at your cover sheet of your plan. And 5 and 6 were satisfied too, so we ran out the open items there. But there was the 20820, the voluntary
Correct.
waiver for approval time, 20831, the preliminary plan,
Correct.
and waiver for 20847,
Yes,
the sidewalks.
exactly.
All right. And then if you could skip ahead to the,
This, number C, 4C, the sewer authority signature block has been added to the plan, but we have no signature.
It'll just have to be executed.
Right.
That's what you're referring to.
yeah, it's one of the ones we have open.
The blank signature block is on there.
Yeah.
And then we had the York County Planning Commission review dated November 13th, 2025.
Yes.
If you could walk through that letter and we can ascertain what items are still open there or satisfied.
Okay, the first comment was to show any required lighting plan, and we responded that site lighting is not required or proposed for this use. There was a comment number 2 was to note the adjacent commercial zoning district, and that label has been added to the plans as well. Comment 3 was to show the actual lot width, and that's been added to the zoning chart on the cover sheet. And comment 4 was about proposed building cover. That data has also been added to the cover sheet. Item number 5, the following information should be shown on or provided with the plan. A signed and dated engineer certification. Again, when we are getting ready to record the plans, we'll do all the final signatures and seals. The erosion control review and approval by the York Conservation District, and we'll provide a copy of that once we receive it. 5C was labeled the cartway width for Devco Drive. That dimension has been added. D, a signed and notarized statement of ownership. Again, that'll be one of our final signature items for recording. E, a copy of deed restrictions. We provided a copy of the deed with the resubmission of the plan. And any required traffic impact study, and traffic's not anticipated to be any different than the previous uses at the site. The building's not being expanded. So I think we've satisfied all of the county questions.
Yeah, I mean, just the stuff that you're missing, about 5A, B, and D, just some signatures you're gonna get.
Yes.
Yeah. 5A, B, and D are the open comments on the,
I have a question.
yes, sir.
You say you're not changing any of the lighting on the building or anything, correct?
No changes. Well, there's no site lighting proposed. And I don't think there's any building lighting changes outside, right?
But no, that outside, no.
That-
At
that's-
some
yeah.
point through the construction of the doors being made, at that point, submit for some wall packs on the building.
So they'd go through
Additional layer
the,
Through the construction,
permit,
but they would be wall packs only.
okay.
You okay with that, Darlene?
That's something that when they are doing the construction, they're gonna have to comply with the lighting issues that we have relative to shape, hooding and that kind of thing.
And they'd go
Just so
through
you're aware of that, all of our lights have shields on
Okay.
that have to be adjustable.
And they would go through the permitting process, so you'd have an opportunity to look at those.
Well, we weren't aware that there was going to be potentially additional lighting. So we would like to have those locations put on the plan where you're planning additional lighting. And we would like you to put a detail on there that indicates that it's going to be lights that have shields on them.
Okay,
on these.
Are in the plan, yeah.
all right, I'll work with Chris to locate where those wall packs would go. And that should be good.
And are deferring the sidewalk, that's a 6-month note, that type of thing.
Well, their situation relative to the, asking for that waiver is, there is existing sidewalk on the other side of the property to the north of them. I think, and sidewalks come to the boundary of the property that's across the street from them. And they're asking for the waiver to not have to put the sidewalks in until that intermediary area has sidewalks on. So you should have the 6-month note on there. And I think there is, right? Do you have the 6-month note on the plan now?
A 6-month note,
Yeah,
I'm not sure what you're.
For sidewalks.
It's tied in with the waiver deferment is usually in the form of a 6-month note.
I don't know that I was aware of that. We can add it.
but I think the previous plan, when Polyvisions was put in there, had that note on. But yes, you should, with this waiver, if they grant the waiver, then a condition of that should be that you put a 6-month note on there. That if the township notifies you, you have 6 month to extend the sidewalk.
Okay, maybe it is, I honestly don't, I'll have to look back and see.
Okay.
If not, I can get the language from Kate.
So let me clarify. So you're saying that right now, the property, the one side has sidewalks?
No, they're on the end of that cul-de-sac. So there isn't sidewalk around the end of the cul-de-sac, nor in front of this property, the one across the street, and the next one on their side going to the north. And why they're asking for the waiver until the property to the north, if it gets a sidewalk, then it would be appropriate for they're saying that you shouldn't put it in now, but whenever that property, next to
When
them,
they're the final puzzle piece missing.
yeah.
Excuse me.
Okay,
So
so
that's the way
there's
they're
2
asking.
pieces that don't have sidewalks right now, is what you're saying?
There's actually 3,
There's actually 4.
4.
The large industrial manufacturing company, when you first come in on the left, has a sidewalk. And then the vacant lot, that's all wooded, is no sidewalk. And then at the ambulance auxiliary facility, they don't have a sidewalk. Our existing doesn't have a sidewalk, and then the property to the north of us does not have a sidewalk.
Okay,
So there's basically a loop around, but north of us is adjacent to us, there's no sidewalk there either.
And then the gist of the note would be, once the township would notify us, it would have to be installed within a 6-month period. Okay.
Any further discussion with anybody up here? Any public comment of interest? I just can't get a word in edgewise with you people out here. Well, we have the plan before us. We already enumerated the open items on both letters. And we have the 3 waivers. So we'll take the waivers first. If there was any further discussion anybody wanted to have on any of the waivers, they're pretty much vanilla. We can take a motion for each one, or just take a batch motion on approving the 3. All at once? Okay. I would entertain a motion for a recommendation or otherwise for section 20820. That's a voluntary land development approval time, section 20831, which is the preliminary plan, and section 20847, which is the sidewalks.
I'll make the recommendation we approve them with addition of the 6-month note being added somewhere,
For the sidewalks.
for the sidewalks.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second?
I have a motion, a second. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Opposed likewise? Ayes have it for the waivers. And then, was there any further discussion or any concerns anybody had with what was presented tonight? Any of the open items?
No, again, as long as they add the
Lighting?
lighting to be added on the plan, that they need to be shielded and just meet our zone.
Was that a motion, Ed?
Yes.
Okay, so I have a motion to recommend approval on the floor with the contingent that a lighting detail be added that complies with our requirements. Do I have a second?
Can I add to that? I
You
mean,
may.
Yeah,
the,
go ahead.
the other following are county comments, 5A, 5B, 5D, and also Gornell Brown's, November 6th letter, number 3, 4B, C, D, E, and F.
All right, we got a motion and a second, or was that a second?
Oh, that was the second.
Comment.
That was a comment. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed likewise. Guys have it.
All right, thank you.
The next item up on the agenda is any new business coming down the pike. And I'll turn it over to my esteemed colleague. That's you.
Not that I can think of right this minute.
No plans looking like February could be awfully dead.
There could be one, but
All right,
I'm not
we
sure.
got time yet.
yeah.
Not a whole lot. What is 11th? 10th or 11th they gotta be in.
Yeah.
All right. Outside of that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. We had, look at that. You got your button off. But, if there is any other, public comment, all righty. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Adjourned.